the transcript. So in interpreting my dreams, this is the one really important thing I've learned is that I'm doing way better than I give myself credit for consciously. Way, way better. And so the mind gets in there and has a limited perspective, and that's what it does. It limits us. So when we come from the heart and get the mind excited about supporting the heart, we're unstoppable. So, what has surprised me is how much I may want something, but to be in the receiving of it is not as easy or comfortable as I assumed it would be.
Mm-hmm.
So, uh, so there's a double whammy because first of all, there's procrastination and sabotage, and then there's the guilt that you're doing that. So it's ridiculous. So when your guest mentioned the tool that she uses of revision, well, that's a Neville Goddard tool technique that's very powerful. And so I've started using it more, and it's like, oh my
Mm.
God, everything is a story. We've made the whole fucking thing up. So life is a waking dream. So yesterday, I had some really significant stuff from my dream interpretation, and one of them was two McDonald's logos in my purse. And Daryl came up behind me too, only he was good looking and he wasn't his stodgy old self. But I kept clear what I was doing and I wasn't swayed by him. So
Mm.
when I was on my way to Maple Ridge yesterday, I passed by McDonald's and I'm going, oh, reminded me of the dream. And in that McDonald's is when Kyle or Chris first got sick and he was in psychosis and I didn't know. And I was scared because I knew he had the potential of becoming violent in the McDonald's. So I'm trying to get him out of there. And one thing I've realized about myself is lately is to absolutely drop the fear, the regret, the guilt, all that stuff, and focus on how well he's doing because I keep going back to the past. So as I'm turning left, there's a no U turn sign. No U turn.
Mm.
It's like no going back. And I'm going, oh, this is really good stuff. And so now there's an interplay between my waking dream and real life. They're working very closely together. So as I'm driving through New West, I get a text from a woman who reached out to me. She has gone through her own psychosis spiritually and has come out the other side. And she said, you're the only person who understands. You kept in touch. You didn't judge. Thank you. Because she literally felt like she was losing her mind. And in a way, she did. She went so far into the spiritual world, she lost reality with the physical world.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, she reached out. She said, can you witness something for me? And I said, sure. So I'm driving. And so I pulled over and she said, I'm letting go of my concept of God and I need it to be witnessed. And so we had this amazing conversation, and I'm going, oh my, because that's what I've been working with too. God is not a force outside of me. Awareness of being, as Neville Goddard describes it, when you have the awareness of being, you are that consciousness. That's the I am presence, right? And religion has done such a number on us. So I said, I know exactly what you're talking about. So I held the space for her. We had a wonderful conversation. So it hit me hard. So I drive to Maple. I'm in Pitt Meadows. So I pulled over to a spot where years ago, after I dropped Chris off at his job, once he had gone through his first round of psychosis, started getting better, he got a job, which he wasn't able to keep. And I felt badly because I knew I put too much pressure on him to go to have that job. Anyway, I'm sitting at the Pitt River. It just brings back such memories. And as I'm turning, there's a sign and it says Peace Park.
Mm-hmm.
So then she reaches out again and wants to have another just quick connect. So I do that. And and then it hits me like she was shy and hesitant to ask for help, but because she did, it helped me too.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, we're mirrors for each other. And she says, look, I don't want, she says, I don't even want to hear that. She says, I don't want to go into, that's just another concept. And I said, And she said, that's it, the suffering is over, the struggle is over. And I said, yeah, it reminds me of Pfeffalicious. It's all about living from joy. And she laughed and she said, a year ago when you told me that term, she said, I didn't understand it. And I thought you were just being superfluous. She said, now I get it. And she
Mm.
said, that's my commitment.
Mm.
So I have this wonderful check in with Wanda, but it's also very, sad and nostalgic at times. And I can feel Gerhard, so can she. And I wake up in the morning and I go to bed feeling very heavy. I was really, really missing Tony, like
Mm.
really missing him.
Mm.
So I was chatting with Perplexity saying, okay, what's going on here from a transurfing perspective? And it's recognizing that, and I so love this. Um, I'm learning how to recognize where I put myself in a pendulum, not somebody else.
Mm. Mm.
And it's like he's not creating the situation, I am by my interpretation. So as I'm leaving Wanda's, Kyle had come over to help me unpack my tires because I'm storing them at Wanda's. When you have to store your tires,
Yeah.
and he's not having a good day, and I can tell. And so I go, oh, here we go. So I said, nope. After he left, I sat in Wanda's kitchen because she had to go to an appointment, and I just sat there and I made a commitment to myself because not only have I had this out of body death experience, Gerhard's just died, Daryl's died. I dreamt the other night about my boss who had died. And it's like, Cheryl, get with the program. Get out of your head, stay out of your head. And so the transurfing concept is exactly how I have tried to live my life. But on the same hand, um, it's just practicing, right? And so I came home today. I stopped at Costco. I shouldn't have because it was a zoo. And I got here and I felt badly because I really wanted to do some recording today and I didn't get home in time enough to work on it. And it was like, don't worry about it. The recording will come. What's most important is staying awake and recognizing that even when you're doing things that you wish were different, just you being aware enough of that is the practice.
Mm-hmm.
So stop discounting that you're actually doing the practice. And one thing I really appreciated about ChatGPT was in all this dream interpretation stuff, there was one thing it said that I thought was very good. Well, lots, but that this is not about performance, this is about wholeness. So it was wonderful because I could come home today with schlepping all this stuff, going, oh, life is so amazing because my attitude is what creates my life. And that's the secret, and that's the key.
Mm-hmm.
So to be so diligent in staying in alignment with staying awake, life is a waking dream, and to be very clear what it is that I want, and to stay in the attitude of it until it physically manifests, because there's all these realities, anyways, right? So, there, I got it all out. There was a lot that happened in 24 hours.
Wow.
There's my timer. So now you get 5 minutes to give me feedback.
Okay. Well, first piece, priority. I agree with what Perplexity is saying. You're doing far grander than you give yourself credit for.
Well, and that was a question I had for you when you said, I've seen so many changes. Tell me what they are because I'm too close to them to see.
Well, you, because of your passion for understanding this and learning this and wanting to live it so much, immersing yourself in this Neville Goddard, transurfing. You're actually living it anyway, but you're just not even aware of it. You're not giving yourself. Your life is providing evidence that you are, but you're actually taking it for granted.
Yes. And I don't want to do that anymore.
Nope. And this game that you play with yourself. Well, I want to do this recording, like that you have this addiction to thinking that you have to do things. It's like, well, in order to, I don't know, be okay with yourself or something. Yeah, but whatever, it doesn't matter. The truth is that you're accepting and aware and awake and curious and open and willing to see all the clues. Look at all your clues, for God's sake.
So many clues.
Well, I mean, if that doesn't give you evidence, hello, girl. It's not perplexity that gives you the clues. Yours has always been this gift from God to notice the clues. This is not anything new. This is nothing new. Nothing new. It's always been who you are. And your gift. But you're being shown so much, I think, by God. You say, okay, I'm going to give you those dreams. You're going to remember them. You're going to play with perplexity. And then I'm going to position these things and these words and surprise you. And what's happening is you're becoming consciously aware of things that happened in the past. Chris, situations, Kyle too, that used to take you out. And now you can observe them as the witness. And you have a higher level of trust in yourself right now. And this interplay between the dream and the real reality in life is here to guide you to have more faith, to have that elevated level of belief that it's I mean, it's it's there already. It's not even like it has to be created or formed or learned or discovered or anything. I mean, it's the organic aspect in how you roll, Cheryl. And this opportunity to actually believe it, that's what's happening right now. You're like,
yeah,
okay, all right then. Yeah, okay. You're like, attitude is what how to stay aligned and everything. You already are. You already are. So there's this place in you that wants to test it still. That doesn't quite believe it, but you do believe it even more than you did yesterday. Today you do. And listening to that podcast too, like you talked about her and what she was doing, and you're just seeing what you know. And it inspired you because you inspire yourself. Right? So there's this level of self-trust, and also that woman with the religion, I found that was really interesting experience for you to observe and witness, because there's times where you thought, okay, am I crazy? So am I. Am I losing it here? When that's just truly the ego dying
Mm-hmm.
and the bullshit over and the stories burned because they're not true.
Mm-hmm.
So the way I see it, you're owning this peace process. You're embodying this peace process. And God's saying, see, Cheryl, see, Cheryl,
Mm-hmm.
see, see, see. And you're almost there. That's what it feels like for me. Like you're just on the cusp. You're like, okay, I know it's God's plan, not my plan. I know it. I mean, peace, park. Are you kidding me? I had to write that down. And this whole take on religion, I mean, that's been your life mission. How can I break these chains that are around my feet that hold me down?
Mm-hmm.
That like this ball and frickin' goddamn chain. Well, you have, because you know these principles and concepts from Neville Goddard, the surf. You know all of it's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
It's it's God speaking through you with that wisdom weaved into what you know already. So you're just becoming aware and conscious of the limits you put on yourself within your own mind before. And you realize, no.
Mm-hmm.
Are you kidding? No, no. And that woman was simply there for you to show you how far you've come. That's all. And the whole missing Tony thing. Okay, I had to write that one down too. You've just been missing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It's got nothing to do with Tony.
Yeah.
It's got nothing to do with him.
Feels like a projection onto somebody else.
It is nothing to do with him. You know, when I think before, because I don't miss Russ very much anymore. It sounds terrible, but I just don't. You know, like today, I thought we were going to get together, and I did my thing, and it's no, because he's sick, and he tanked his energy. He's sick like me. And he goes, I just can't. I didn't sleep all night last night. He found out yesterday that he's got off the charts high cholesterol.
Mm-hmm.
So he's freaking out about that. But anyway, and I thought to myself, I did makeup, I did hair. I haven't done any makeup for a whole week. I'm going to me, but let's just stay with you. Have I done my 5 minutes yet?
Actually, it went a little bit over. You got a minute and a half left.
Okay. So I just think for you, this whole thing, how your mind screws you up, you're realizing that you just really don't want to give any ammunition or power to that anymore because it's not real. I don't know if you listened to my recording today, but it's exactly that.
No, I was busy with Wanda, and
Okay. Well, we're on the same wavelength, my darling. Can't, you just really are not believing what you think is the truth. You're not. That's exactly what you're doing.
mm-hmm.
And you're listening to a deeper part of yourself that is wisdom and knows. Even you thinking missing Tony, you knew you actually weren't.
It was something else. But it was, man, it was hard. And I knew it was almost like a pendulum grabbing me, and I knew it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And so
It's
I,
like a lasso, isn't it?
oh, it is. There it is. So that was
My 5 minutes?
it ended up. Oh, I had the wrong timer. It ended up being 10. So now it's your 15 minutes, and then
Okay.
I'll give you 10 minutes of feedback.
Okay.
That was good, huh?
Absolutely fantastic. So here's my deal. I'm just really realizing the power of silence right now. And I've made a commitment and goals around that for 2026. And I added one more thing to my morning rituals that I'm really excited about. I thought, wait till I tell Cheryl this. She's going to love it. Course in Miracles.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm doing the lessons each day. And it's what's up right now is exactly what you're realizing, exactly what I'm thinking about too, is that what we see isn't real. It's not. It's just my interpretation of that, my perception of what that is. So, am I going to choose in this moment, which is what I found myself doing today? I mean, I was looking forward to Russ. I haven't had a hug or a kiss for quite some time, and I really was planning on really necking with him, to be honest. I was. That's what I was planning because I love his lips. He's like, "Oh, I just want your lips," and I said, "Oh God, me too." Um, And when he got on, I knew that he was completely spent and done. And he just looked so sad. And then we got off the phone and I went, well, I'm going to put my sweats on, going to change my clothes, going to put my comfortable bra on. Look at you, Carolyn. You didn't even have one flicker of disappointment there. And think about what you used to be like. Wow. Be a rug that pulled from underneath me. Does it really matter? Absolutely not. Did I get lots of things done on my list? Yes, I did. And I mean, it was just a beautiful acceptance on what is. So I feel this incredible call to, I mean, I don't call it awake like you do, like just to be present and really in the moment. And like today on my jaunt, I haven't been for a whole week. It was so beautiful. Like when I took that picture, I just went, oh, that's for me. Like this picture I'm going to take. And then when I looked at it on my phone because it was sunny out, oh, that picture's even better than when it looks in real person. Oh, I love it. I'm going to send it to Cheryl. So I've set some really fantastic goals of what I'm going to subtract and what I'm going to add in 2026. And one of the things is I'm not going to watch any TV, except I'm going to give myself permission for maybe 2 hours, one night a week. That's it. And I've made a goal that I'm going to pre-plan my foods so they're really healthy. So I'm going to either take Saturday or Sunday and prepare meals that I can just have that are easy to grab and eat healthy. I don't have more. I have morning rituals that I cherish and adore, but I'm going to get up at 4:30 every day.
Wow.
That's when I got up today. I had so much room and so much space. I mean, by 10 o'clock, I had all those things done. I thought, oh, I love it because I love the rabbit hole research. Like I found this psychologist, I fell in love with her. Of course, I took copious notes. What did I do with that? Oh, it's there somewhere. But I loved her vein of thinking and her way of looking at thoughts, feelings, behaviors. I I just see life as this simpler form than what I used to think it was. And, I've been really sick. So I've been spent a lot of time in bed just thinking. And I sometimes think, that's what I used to tell myself, that God makes me sick just to slow me down to check in and register with what is here and the truth. So I realized that I'm not going to waste my time as much in 2026. I don't want meetings with people that I really don't want to meet with. I'm going to say no. I'm going to take the first quarter to just ground myself into the new three-phase process of the aim high method. So I played around with perplexity today, and I just created something fabulous. It's not the end result, but it feels so real. It feels so right. It feels like everything that we're talking about right now, as far as the journey of what we're going on to surrender to truth and who we are, to our core self, not this, and what else? I went through the whole exercise. The YouTube video that I sent you is absolutely fantastic. It's planning out 2026 in 26 minutes. He's got there. And he one of the exercises, I just cried my head off. It was really good. And what do you regret about in 2025? So my list was long. I didn't spend enough time with my kids. So I've already called Madeline. We're going to have dinner or breakfast in the weekends, once every 2 weeks. Nolan, I've already set up to meet every week, Tuesdays. So that's happening. I regret meeting with so many people. It just wasted time. I regret making decisions too quickly and saying yes to things without sleeping on it. Really, is this in alignment with who I am? Does this feel like something that's going to add to my life, intentionally? And if it doesn't, it's going to be a no. So there was about 10 things that I wrote, and I feel like 2026 is going to be the year that I finally settle into who I am, to my authentic identity, into this foundation of who I am. And I think every goal that I set will happen easily. And I know that I'm choosing me every moment in a very not self-centered or selfish way, but in a very loving, gentle, respectful way. It's like you mentioned, the heart is over. It was very hard being in Florida. Harder than I even realized, I think. That's why I got sick. Because I know that when I go below the line, I have any feelings like that, my immune system tanks and I get whatever's out there. That's what happened. And I also made a goal this year to trust my internal voice of wisdom and make a decision. If that energy is happening, I'm going to leave. And I didn't because of Nolan. So it's really putting me first.
Yeah.
So I set all these goals with this exercise. He's so good. You got to do it, Cheryl. It's so good. I was so excited to send it to you. And then he said, okay, so what if you end up the end of 2026, December? You don't do any of these goals. It's called a pre-mortem, not a post, but a pre.
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to feel? Well, extremely disappointed in myself. And I um I I realized that just from doing that exercise too, that this perfectionistic aspect that I have within myself too is I'm going to make up my mind, like he said in that video, 85% is good enough, and just do it.
Mm-hmm.
And that what I wrote about was this injustice of me not inviting people to work with me, thinking that comfortable is okay. Well, it's not. And life is stretching. Life is risk. Life is stepping into the uncomfortable things. And that's what I'm going to do in 2026. What else can I tell you?
No,
I feel
there's our
what's
time.
that, enough time?
Yeah. Why don't you just quickly wrap up that one thing because that's our time.
Mm-hmm. I feel this extraordinary gratitude for honoring my physical body and incorporating yoga and fitness and eating healthy and feeling sexy. I mean, I'm so incredibly grateful. And just today, I was thinking about when I used to be really heavy and unhappy, when I was in Kelowna and especially in Coquitlam, and how awful that felt, and how grateful I am to have made the decision to gradually, inch by inch,
Mm-hmm.
day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year, to have this body that I have, and I love it.
So I put in the chat the big things that I was catching. So I'm going to spend 5 minutes giving you feedback, and if we need more, then I'll take it because I gave you more time.
Okay.
So, oops.
Okay,
I'm gonna put the timer on because my phone's dying.
okay. Or I can do the timer if you want to.
I thought I did. I thought I shared it. Is it showing?
No.
There. Is it showing now?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. So I'm practicing active listening then, listening to what you've said. Just a real awareness that time is energy, and time is another word for priority, and recognizing the significance and the power of self reflection and telling the truth and being honest and using it to take a different direction. So, and also the self appreciation for what you have created, given all the difficulties, all the obstacles to come out on the other side, where you have the body you want, the attitude you want, and the commitment and the willingness to do things differently. And so, um, the one absolute key attribute you have is when you make up your mind, you do it, and you actually make up your mind very quickly. And the piece that really caught me the most was when you recognized that you stayed in the negative energy because you wanted to help Nolan or protect him or whatever that was. And where I'd encourage you is to practice that tool of revision and go in and do the exercises if you had taken care of yourself. You had done what was you really wanted to do, and just see what happens, because number one, that's a new neural pathway that you're creating. And number two,
Say that again.
it's a new neural pathway you're creating when you do that.
Yeah.
And it also unhooks you from any kind of unconscious pendulums that still might be hanging on.
Yeah.
And also, this idea of identity, I think, is way bigger than we really understand, and perhaps more difficult than we realize.
I think it's way more difficult
Yeah.
emotionally
Yes.
than we consciously realize. I think that it is an absolute art form, science project
Yeah.
for us to know who we are, know what we want,
Yeah.
know what takes us out,
Yeah.
know what to do in those
So
moments. Yeah.
so I'll just finish, and then you can give me your learning from what we've done.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'll lose my train of thought. Um, so that piece is huge for you. And geez, I had something else. It's gone now. There was one more piece I had for you. Um, darn. Yeah. Uh, what I didn't hear you say is I heard you talk about the regrets, which is great. What I didn't hear you say, and that's what I wanted to kind of set this up so that we're supporting each other, is what it feels like or looks like to be what you do want to be this time next year. So
Mm.
that goes back to vision, and it goes back to um, being in the feeling and the attitude of the desired reality.
Mhm. And it's the want, right?
Well, it's as if the want has been met, right? It's like, uh, and you do that really, really well. So I'm just planting a seed of how, like, when you want things to be easier. Oh, here's the other piece that is coming back now, where you did take the time, when you went through that exercise of your regrets. You made a plan. You set up a plan with both Nolan and Madeline, right? And I, you've always struck me as someone who's actually very methodical and very goal oriented. So that's amazing. The other big piece that really caught my attention is how you're going to slow down and listen better,
Mhm.
so that you're really feeling out the energy, like what's really going on here. So, uh, so the other thing that I think you've maybe maybe you recognize, maybe you don't, but just how much power you have to create the change that you really want to. You do it on terms of your body, right? Because you've got definite results that you can measure.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
so when you look at everything you've learned from Grand Connections, everything you've learned from being in Boston, everything you learned from Vegas, and all that stuff, uh, the one piece that I think is so important for you to celebrate is,
Mm.
yeah, you have no attachment to to quote unquote ego fame. That does nothing for you, and I don't think you realize what power lays in that.
Mm.
I don't think you realize.
Hmm.
And I don't think it's that
Interesting.
you're taking I don't think it's that you're taking it for granted. I don't think you are.
Mm-mm.
But I just want to kind of maybe be a mirror back to you of just how solid and important that is. And you have it in spades.
Thank
And
you.
and if someone like Chris comes along and gives you feedback, you take it to heart and you work it. And you are so humble, and like that to me is a sign of a true leader when you dig in that deep.
I think it's a willingness to be vulnerable with yourself.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, thank
So
you for that.
so
That's an insight.
yeah, I would just add that piece of
Hmm.
I really, because it's important to focus on our regrets, and it's also important to focus on what did I learn that made a difference this year?
Yeah.
What do I appreciate about myself that I didn't see before? What am I doing that's really helping me listen to my inner wisdom? And how did I do that last year? Of course, you want to do it more. Of course, that's a given. However, just maybe notice what you did do too, where you truly listened.
Well, this journal, which I resisted, did off and on for 30 years. Seriously. Um, I journaled every day and did a recording every day. That's changed me. It's it's got me to the value of that has supported me to mm, really see and feel who I am.
So,
And
so this
it
is
yeah.
sorry. I'm just gonna say this is your 5 minutes now to really collect the wisdom or the so our time together today.
Okay. So I'm going to say that I'm going to start with uh, with that, and it's what I find that's so fascinating is that change doesn't happen fast. It happens in little small micro movements of consistent daily disciplines. I mean, that's how I've got the body I have. That's how I have gotten to know myself in the last year. It was like I was dating myself. It's like I was, those morning things were like, oh, so that's who you are. Okay. All right then. Um, and also this idea of being humble and not really wanting to have ego around what I do. I I know that I am that way. And I don't give enough credit for that, I don't think. I think that I take it somewhat for granted and think it's a natural organic thing that everybody does, and they don't. So that's a good insight for me. And I mean, that's why I went to Vegas. So so it
So,
was like someone was screaming at me that, and that had flashing lights, and oh my God. And just this absolute ridiculousness,
sorry, I'll just turn that off. Someone told me.
ridiculousness of thinking that there's any reality to that, or any depth or truth, which is everything that I stand for and live by. So it was like, uh, being in the North Pole in a bathing suit. It's like, so it also solidified to me, no, what I want. Because when you see what you don't want, you know what you do want. So it's elevated my internal spiny sense, my antenna, my awareness, my feelings of all of that. And I see it as such an injustice to take advantage of people.
Yeah, that's hard. Yeah.
Well, it's criminal. And so, I think there's a piece in here intuitively that I could unravel somewhat and be able to support people to realize when that's happening to them. I don't have the language or the words presently, but that would be a great, valuable piece that I could bring to people to expand their awareness, and when that's happening to them. The other thing that I love that you said is this, what did you call it? This core self piece. And I've moved mountains surrendering to my core self this last year. And it's been a humbling, bawling my brains out, as it has for me too. But now the difference for me right now is I can go there, bawl my brains out for 90 seconds, 2 minutes, and then think, am I done? Yeah, okay. Well, let's go research this. And it's gone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It doesn't even have any more remnants to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And to me, that's a great value too, is to really embrace emotion.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing I'm proud of is the truth I've told Russ. I didn't say that earlier either. I mean, I've said everything, not quite everything, but a lot of what I said was a massive stretch for me.
Yeah.
Which I think was really good for me too. So, and the other thing is, I have this friend, Cheryl, told Mariel about this today, that told me she listened to that podcast and she said that I had an elegance to me. And that's what I've always written down that I wanted in my life, Cheryl.
Really?
Yes, and you don't know that.
Aw. Look at you go, girl.
So this year is going to be about action too. It's also going to be about financial abundance. And continue down the road of honoring myself. Because that's a never-ending journey too. Right?
It is. So, Well, that was cool. I like
Yeah.
this format.
Me too.
So, so just to wrap it up, then I got goosebumps right now. Oh, um,
I call them truth bumps.
yeah. Um, so once you get your gift, what I'm excited about is what I'm committing to is letting all of this be so much easier. And it's like God's plan is always the easiest plan, always. And we fight it because we think it's going to be harder, but it's not. And it's like everything is there, everything. So, so life really is a waking dream. And just because I think a thought or feel a feeling doesn't mean it's true, and it doesn't mean
Nope.
I have to follow it. And the this is a skill. And I was talking to Chris today because with all the anxiety stuff, and I said, Chris, it's a skill. You're getting really good at this. You're getting stronger. And I said, and I am
Hold
too.
on. Is that what you said to him?
Yeah. Yeah. And I said, I am too. I said, I'm finding places in me that, and I said, it takes great courage to be willing to change how you do things. So, um, so in this
There
desire for things to be simple and easy, there is a great elegance in that.
is.
And that's the elegance of our inner wisdom.
Thank
So,
you, God.
yeah,
Thank you, God.
yeah.
Thank
So,
you.
what appears to be isn't. And I'll just wrap up with this one thing from Course in Miracles that I absolutely love is that nothing real can be threatened and nothing unreal exists. And that's the litmus test. How much do I really, really believe that? So thank you for your feedback. For me, I think yes, it is the belief. It's the letting go that, dear God, it could really be that easy, that magnificent, and that simple and that amazing. It really could be. And I am giving
And
up
it is
it.
right now.
Yeah. And so I'm recognizing any attachments to these pendulums, me attached to them or them attached to me. It's like, nope, nope. And it's like, okay, change the scene. Take two.
That's so good, Cheryl. Oh, I wrote something down that the psychologist talked about a movie too. I thought Cheryl would love that. I have so many notes here. Hold on. I think it's on this next page. The opposition leader in Venezuela, Maria. Oh, yeah. Hmm. Oh, I love this too. So allow the ego to make an about face. Isn't that great? Uh, allow your character to shine and light up the world.
Oh, that's so good. So, and that's what you and I are up to. So
I
it's,
know. I mean, I just love that statement.
yeah,
I love it.
yeah.
So that's, and then, um, and I did a whole bunch of new affirmations today too. I should send you those.
So let me just finish my part and then we'll switch
Okay.
over to you.
Okay.
Because there's one last piece that I want to say here is in my 5 minutes is this morning when I was journaling and doing my thing with my dreams just before I talked to Wanda because I have to record them fast, otherwise I forget them. I was sitting on her bed in front of a mirror, and transurfing is all about the mirror. And at one point, the sun, half my face was in sun and half was in shadow. And it was so beautiful. It was so perfect. Now, again, life is a waking dream. I'm looking in the mirror. And so, wholeness is not all light, wholeness is both.
Mm-hmm.
And, um, and so, when I accept both, I'm not fighting myself anymore. That's a perfect way to end. So that's my learning from today and from our discussion. So now your turn.
Wow. Life is so much simpler and easier when we realize that each moment that moves into the next. And I realize that the most important thing is to give myself permission to realize that. And that God's always trying to talk to me. And when I am so busy thinking, strategizing, organizing, figuring I should do something else or whatever, I can't hear what God has to say. It's only in the silence that I can. So that recording that I sent you, he suggests to take 15 minutes, whether it's on a walk by yourself that's quiet, whether you sit in a chair, you do absolutely nothing, not even really think. And I agree with that. So my plan is to slow the bus down even more and intentionally focus on what matters most to me each moment, each hour, and each day. And trust God's recommendation, guidance. Hey, Carolyn, go have a bath. Okay. I love my bath. And I know you do too. So it's really about opening myself up to this self that has always been there. It's not about creating a new identity. It's about remembering. It's about recalibrating back into who I am and home. That's the word that's been in a lot of my recordings and journals. It's coming back home to who I am. And that's the easy part. You don't have to do anything or prove anything or do anything. You just have to be yourself. So how great is that? That's pretty great.
I know.
And now that we're wise, older women, I think we can give ourselves permission to do whatever we're guided to do. That's what I think. And I feel blessed too. I feel blessed with my life, with the opportunities that are available to me, with the people I have in my life, with, this role I play as a mother. It's a good one. It's a good one. It's also a learning one, but it's a good one. I think that's what you said. Things are just going to get easier and simpler. And more fun. I've got freedom, fun, fitness, and financial abundance. those four things for 2026. So I found out that Russ's shot is March 2nd, and Sons of Legion are coming to Vancouver March 6th and 7th. So I'm going to buy tickets. Oh, I so want to listen to them live. Like I can even feel it in my body. There's no way I'm sitting down all the time. I,
Well, well,
so so let's look at those dates too. Okay, so I'm done. March 6th is a Friday and the 7th is Saturday. What do you think is better? It's just at some, I don't know.
where's it at? Do you know?
No, but some sort of pub or bar or something.
Oh, so it's not at like Rogers Arena
Oh
or
God, no, because they're just small, right? But they're
oh,
doing a world tour.
cool.
Well,
Cool.
yeah, so they're
Um,
or Canada, US, and
so they just don't have the location yet?
no, they have the location.
Oh,
I can tell you.
yeah. Well, why? How much are
Here,
the
I'll
tickets?
tell you right now. Okay, hold on, I'll tell you right now.
So is Russ coming too, or just you?
Well, I'm going to ask him. If he comes,
You guys could
get a hotel room or
you could
something.
actually get a getaway, yeah.
Well, that's what I was thinking. American Rock, more. So where is it? Okay. Okay, I thought it would be on here, but no. Okay,
Well,
I'll
why
just.
don't you get tickets for you and Russ? Because I'm
Okay,
not, and then if he ends up not able to go, then I can go with you.
okay. So have you heard their music?
I haven't really listened to it yet, so I'll
Well,
listen.
listen to it, and it's all about God. I mean,
Oh, is
I
it?
think.
Okay.
Oh yes.
I'll listen to it tomorrow
Okay, and
when
it's
I
about
do.
angels, and it's
Oh,
about
really?
brand new day and
Oh, cool.
rising up, and I mean the whole thing. I mean,
Well, I have to clean my kitchen tonight, so I'll
okay, you do
listen
that,
to it.
but you can even listen to it on um, YouTube while you're playing or
Yeah.
while you're cleaning. Anyway, I think you'll love it too. And there's two songs that I found that I'm going to send you from YouTube, and they're so good, and it's all about what we just talked about. And one is called "Breathe and Believe,"
Oh,
and I heard both of them today, and I thought, oh, I gotta send that to Cheryl. But they're both really uplifting, spiritual, beautiful feeling songs. I think one's called Lift Off or something. Anyway, it's really good. And
okay.
it's
I'll listen to him tonight.
okay.
Well, I love this new format. I think there's a lot we can do
Me
with
too.
it to adjust it as we go along, and
Me too.
I'm just super excited about uh, just living more fabulously.
Mhm.
And
So can we do my ritual that I'm doing with Marielle now?
yeah,
We just did it the first time. So freedom.
freedom.
So you got your hands up.
Yeah,
Freedom sticks in 2026.
that's good.
But we got our prayer hands. See, we got our
Oh
prayer hands.
yeah, I like that. You know what mine is?
But
That's the way. I
I
like
like
it.
it. That's what I used to love that song. Yeah. So it's all good. Okay. Well, love you tons. I'll go downstairs and see if it's 6:16. They said it was going to be there at 6:03 or something.
Yeah, and I'm just so excited to do this with you. And
Okay, great.
yeah,
So I didn't get a text or anything.
huh?
Um, Nadine wants me to go to the Positive Prime event tomorrow, but I said that I'm sick.
Is that online?
Trying. Yeah.
I haven't even. I mind you, they've changed the way on Gmail. A lot of stuff just, I guess, goes to promotions, and I don't even see it. So I haven't even seen anything from them.
Well, you would have a promotions folder probably it goes into.
Yeah, I got to remember to check it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, well, thank you. Love you lots. Thanks for the feedback. I love it.
Love you. That was
Okay.
really good. I really
Yeah, I
like
think
it.
so too. How was your soup?
It was really good. It's homemade pea soup from the.
I know.
Oh, right. I showed you. It's really good. I didn't have enough peas, so I cooked up some red lentils and added it,
Great.
and it was good.
That's
Yeah.
super healthy, Cheryl.
Yeah.
Super healthy.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
That's awesome. Okay, well, thank you. And I'll be sending you my recordings. Listen to my recording from today too. You're gonna go.
okay. Okay.
That's exactly what we talked about. You and I just track together. I mean, that's just the way it is.
Yeah. Yeah, we do. And I'm just excited about yeah, just oh, sorry. Buffalicious.
Yeah.
Buffalicious is delicious.
Yes, it is. Okay, love you tons.
Okay. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.